All right, what's up, everyone? Today we are going to be running through, and well, for this video, I want to do, well, pretty much how to get your stream going very consistent with the least lag possible with the connection you have. So one thing I'm gonna tell you guys is it's very subjective, and pretty much the things that you pick, of course. Well, I'll be going through it and explaining actually, just so I don't lose you guys. I'm sure some of you guys are even more qualified to do this stuff, but I mean, I think I'm decent at it. So the output mode, I have it on simple. One big thing right here on general, since I'm recording right now, it's not letting me fix it. But up here, they're gonna have a button somewhere in between these two bars somewhere. It's gonna say auto configure your settings to it, and what it does is scans your internet, the average internet speed that you have. Well, most of the time it's just live, like whatever your internet is right then and there. So what I'll suggest is do it when the house is kind of like at its average of the day, like when you know it's kind of busy and kind of not empty either. Like do it whatever the average would be. So let's say you might have your sister watching YouTube video, your brother playing Xbox, then your family, someone else in the living room watching like a Netflix or something. Then obviously it's going to take a lot more of your internet power, as if you were like, let's say you're just playing at 3 in the morning, everyone's asleep. Then big difference. So I would say find the average of the day that you know it's like in the middle of when it comes to busyness. So mine, it auto configured it for streaming. It's video bitrate 6,000, and I believe 6,000. I'm not sure if the Twitch max is 8,000 or 10,000, but I know for sure 6,000 would be somewhere close to that though. And I guess my rig's not anything crazy though. I'll put in the description. I'll try to explain everything of what my rig is, but it's nothing too crazy. I mean, it's nice and everything, but its power is above average. Encoder hardware. This is the main driving force of what you're going to be using for your stream. The audio bitrate, I would suggest 160. That'll get your audio very, very matched with especially if you're having a very high quality stream. It'll get you matched pretty well. Like it won't have hardly any delay. It'll process very quickly. The audio is just 48 channels. This depends on you, stereo or mono, whichever. If you have speakers, then stereo. But sometimes I forget to switch it because, well, technically for me it's stereo all the time because I have a headset and then I also have my speakers. So it just depends. And the desktop audio device, this is what you're hearing. So that's what you're hearing. This has nothing to do with what your audience is hearing in most cases. But I'll explain that later. The base canvas, this is what you are seeing. This is only what you are seeing, okay? Output, this is what your audience is seeing. So if you have your 1280 by 720, the output, it's going to take a lot less power than if you had 1920. Well, the thing is about 1280 by 720, you need a freaking beast of a PC to be able to handle that, So that's the main thing. And then downscale filter bicubic is most of the time, I would say bicubic is very optimal because Lansco's that's like when that's more the if you have a very, very like powerful beast of a PC, then you're gonna want to go with Lansco's, which is double the power of bicubic. But honestly, bicubic is already sharp in scaling. It's more than enough, honestly. The thing is, do not use the first one. And if your computer is not good enough to handle bicubic, then I would say lower the FPS a little more because this part's more important than the FPS because FPS most games run at 30, and if your computer can't handle it, then I guess I'll do another video on that. But yeah, common FPS values. This I have at 60. So my rig it does a decent job at it actually. Now that the Radeon software has the new anti-lag feature and stuff, that's because I run AMD, that's why. And yeah, for that aspect of my rig. So that's normally the way. If that doesn't work, try 30. If 30 doesn't work, then there's kind of a problem. Then you might want to get intricate with that. Feel free to comment below, and I'll try to get back to you as fast as possible. In the first 2 hours of the release of the video, I'm gonna try to reply to every single comment. And then here, hotkeys. This is different ways to start and stop the video. It's because right now I was thinking like, wait, that's not what I advertised the thing being, but it does do the OBS. But yeah. So, and by the way, guys, I'm using OBS Streamlabs OBS. Sorry, for those of you wondering, just because I forgot to mention in the starting, I believe. And then here, it's my stream to Carmel Studios, which is my stream channel, and that's pretty much it, honestly. It's a short video. But the thing is though, I was gonna end it there, but actually I want to get a little more intricate with certain things because I didn't know we only really spent not even 5 minutes doing that. So yeah, I guess I explained it pretty fast. But yeah, if any input or whatever you're gonna give me about my audio or like the way I presented myself and things like that, or things of that nature, like maybe you want me to specify on things a little more, then I for sure can do that by all means. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about this actually. The process priority, this is kind of important because let's say you're a esports player, like let's say for example, let's say you're Tifu, you're playing very very high level Fortnite, like you're very very talented, and you need every frame, but you also don't want to make your audience suffer the consequences of you putting all your power to your game. So the thing is, for him though, he has a PC that's an absolute monster. I've seen it before. It's very very good. So the difference between that and what you are able to do, it's not it's kind of like it's kind of it's just in a ratio pretty much. You could do what he's doing just at a smaller scale, which obviously you probably know that, but the main thing to keep in mind is you got to find a nice balance if you're one of those players. If you're more about the content, then by all means just make sure everything is going towards the power of what the audience sees, because that's what you're caring about. You have to find what you care about more. And if you're a hybrid, then obviously like I said, balance. If you are more towards the performance of your game, then you're going to want to put the process priority low. So the process priority for your stream will be lower. So it'll still get the job done. But if it comes to it and it has to chop one off, like, all right, we're going to cut you off. We don't have enough power right now because maybe the internet's having a bad fluctuation. Then, of course, it's going to process the game a little better because you pick this. So right here, the options are normal, above normal, high, below normal, idle. Idle literally means what I pretty much just said, the lowest possible. And then high means it'll definitely, if it has to, it'll chop your game more than it will your stream. So like I said, make sure you know what you're doing on this part. And this is very key to your stream, as well as obviously the output is very important as well. So, oh yeah, let me talk about bitrate. So mine, I have very good internet, and my rig it packs a punch, I would say. Video bitrate. If you do not have more of an upload, my upload speed, it appears here, it says 226. That's really good. Upload 11, I mean that's really good, but it could be better, I think, in ratio of the downloads, megabits per second. But what I would suggest for you guys, if your hardware, your hardware's taking a beating when you're playing games, try your CPU. Try X264. And if you're on the Nvidia, try the X264 new or the NVINC new, or just try different things. And what else? Just I know it's not an easy thing to do, but just make a different account, or if you're gonna stream, make sure you let your audience know. Because I don't know, for me, when I start the stream, I get like 10 viewers right off the bat, and I feel bad like when I start the stream and they're like, what the heck, like I came here for the content, not just to hear you check 1 2 my like the thing for you though, the advantage that new streamers have though is you could run a test, and maybe no one will even be there for the first hour because you had already started your channel. So that's the big key thing right there, testing it and making sure it's good. You could even ask, well actually, could you go on your phone and just just make a fake account and just use it for seeing how your stream's going. Or you could even just go onto Twitch, sign in, and then play the audio, play the settings, the graphic settings exactly where the max is, so you could see how the best it would look pretty much. So if that doesn't look good, then you have a problem, But like I said, ask me in the comments. I will get any question you have, or if anything I missed, because obviously I'm kind of just going off the top of my head right now. I have no really any script or anything because I think I know this stuff pretty well. Then the hotkeys, of course, I talked about that. And if we're gonna touch on one more thing, I would say on the output. Oh yeah, I started talking about hardware, but I forgot the bitrate. So the bitrate, like I said, do not pass. If your internet and your rig is decent, just stay at 3,000 to 3,500 range. And if that isn't looking like really crisp either, try a little lower. Try 2,500. And your bitrate, like I said, if it can't handle 60. Oh no, this is audio bitrate. Let me go to stream. Oh, is that general? No wait, it is output actually. Right? I must be. Oh, it's video. Sorry. Yeah. So this is I talked about this already, but just play around with the most key things. The most key things are definitely the downscale filter, which is how much is uploaded per second, every single second, pretty much. Common FPS values, that's how much frames is being logged per second. If you do 30, you're using half the power. So just keep that in mind. The output, obviously make sure it's, this is what you're seeing, this is what they're seeing. Just make sure to remember that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Looks like we're about to hit the 10-minute mark, so not a bad, it's pretty good. So I appreciate you guys stopping by, whoever stayed this long, and even if you just stayed to get the the info and everything, that's perfect. That's what I came for. So yeah, thank you for stopping by and enjoying the first video. Like and subscribe, and see you next time.